Good morning, grade 8. Next year will be your first year in high school, and I'm going to outline what your academic load will be like and to give you some important information about the options that you need to take for next year. The subjects that are compulsory for next year are Maths, English, Biology, Global Studies, Advisory, PE, and PSE. The new subjects here are Global Studies, which are a mix of the humanities, geography, history, but taught in English. You'll be doing biology of the 3 sciences, and so subsequently in grade 10, you will be doing physics and chemistry. In addition, you will be following either, if you are a host student, Lengua Española, Valenciano, and Historia, or if you are an international student, you will be doing Spanish as a second language, History 1, or Valencian language. These will be in Spanish, but adjusted to the international curriculum. Now, if that wasn't enough, you will also need to choose one from the following. You will either choose art, German and French, so you choose one, either German or French, music or IT, digital entrepreneurship. You will need to choose one from these 4 subjects. Now let me tell you a little bit more about each of these subjects. Music has quite a very different syllabus from what you're doing at the moment. You'll be really focusing on these 3 areas: performing, composing, analysing, and appraising. So in performing, depending on your particular area of interest, you could focus on performing vocally, using classical instrumentation. You could do sample-based work, IT-based music performing, or you can also be part band, right? So these are 4 ways that you can perform. In addition, you will compose. Compose is when you write original work, and again, that depends on your area of interest. In addition to that, you have analysing and appraising, where you take different aspects of music and you critically analyze it. So you'll be looking at popular music, music of the 20th century, classical music, and world music. You could choose from any of these 4 areas to do a piece of work to really think about music on a much more academic and higher level. We've definitely had grade 9 and 10 music classes in the past, and they've come up with some amazing stuff. So consider it if that's an area of interest for you. Secondly, French and German, these subjects you know a lot about because you've been doing them since grade 6. Just to note though, these are subjects that continue through as IB options. Now we'll be talking to you about those a little bit later on. If you're interested in doing French and German at a much higher level, at IB level, it is highly recommended that you take them in grade 9 and 10. However, if you take them outside of school or your level is already high, you can choose something else and take an entrance test at the beginning of grade 11 in order to start IB. So, to repeat, it's not compulsory to take German or French if you want to do it at IB level, but you will have to take a test at the beginning of grade 11 in order to show that your level is appropriate. Now, digital entrepreneurship is a new subject for you guys, and it's a 21st century approach to business. So what you're doing in this subject is you're going to be introduced to digital technologies. You're going to study current technology, and you have an opportunity to look at the applied use of programming. So not necessarily programming itself, but you will definitely see what the point of programming is and where programming will take you. You'll be introduced to business administration and study the basic principles of entrepreneurship. You'll look at problem solving and opportunity creation. How do I start a new business? How can I use IT to enable the start or the launch of a new business? So underlying this is the objective, the creation of an original app service with commercial or social possibilities. That's what you'll be doing in this subject. You'll be learning from case studies, Amazon, Uber, Facebook, Google, Apple, Spotify. And you'll also apply what you learn to the development and marketing of this original app that you're going to come up with during your 2 years in this subject. You'll also learn the basics of Apple's programming language, Swift. You'll learn the basics of Adobe for UI UX design. I hope I've said that right. And you'll apply the basics of the Agile Project Management Framework. Sounds exciting. Okay, so it's a challenging subject and you'll be expected to do lots of reading and writing in this course. Of course, it's not just playing on computers. But if this is something of interest to you, it's something to consider. Now, art is the last option, and it's one that opens up a great many doors in terms of career prospects. If you're interested in architecture, if you're interested in graphic design, art is definitely something which will be helpful to you. It will be run as a grade 9-10 course, but also is offered at IB, and it's a very popular topic at IB level. Do you have to take it at IB, at this level, in order to get into IB? Not necessarily, it's not compulsory. However, because it's very much a skills-based subject, if you don't do art in grades 9 and 10, it's very difficult to then pick it up later. So it is something to consider, okay? There is a video here that the art teacher has already presented, and I will ask if I can ask your advisor to put this video on when I've finished explaining. So my last piece of advice, choose wisely. It's going to be a tough couple of years, 9-10, as the workload increases, and the same when you get to IB or the Selectivo or PCE options. It's important to start thinking about what we really enjoy doing, something that you're going to excel at, something that you're going to enjoy and get a lot out of, that's not just academic, but something that will allow you to develop skills and interests that aren't only academic, right? Because there'll be plenty of that in the other subjects which are compulsory. So if you have any other questions about your option, please send me a quick email, isabelcastro@asvalentia.org, and I will pass on your questions to the relevant departments. Okay, lastly, how will you make your choice? Well, parents will receive a form to complete via email. So once you've made your decision, you can go home and have a conversation with your families about your option choice for next year. Thank you for listening. Let me know if you have any concerns or worries via email, or just pop into my office. Bye-bye, grade 8.